Hey, Mike here. Today we're going to be working on my Hummer H3. It's a 2007 model, and as most of you know, if you own a Hummer H3, there's not a lot out there as far as aftermarket parts to do things that guys like to do with the Hummer H3. There's all kinds of chrome stuff and other parts and accessories, but not to make it like a guy rig. So one of the things that I found that I needed with my Hummer was a way to jack it up with larger tires. It's got 33-inch tires on it, which aren't too high, but I was finding problems getting it jacked up if I needed to take the wheels off. I had this old farm jack, high lift jack, sitting around the house. Had it for years. Took it apart, rebuilt it, and then I started trying to figure out a way to mount it to the Hummer H3. There's not many places inside to put it. I saw a few photographs and videos online where people had mounted them to the roof. I really didn't like that. It's kind of hard to get to up there. So I thought I'd figure out a way to mount it to the front of the H3. So what I did is I went to Tractor Supply and I got some of these brackets. They're just metal brackets. Eventually I'm going to paint them. They're starting to get a little rusty. I already had this mounted to my Hummer H3 once, but I had to take it off today because I had to do some work on it and had to take a wheel off, and my regular jack wouldn't get the vehicle high enough, so I had to use this. So I took it off. I thought, well, I'll get with my daughter Savannah and she can be the videographer.
Hi.
Hi, Savannah. And we will show you how to mount a high lift jack to the front of your Hummer H3. These brackets aren't very expensive. You get them at Tractor Supply. I think they're for welding on something to do with trailers, like farm trailers. I don't know. They're not very expensive. They do come in a package of 2. And then I just got some flat washers, some bolts, lock washer, and wing nuts. And I think this is a 3/8 size bolt. At any rate, it's a good size for the high lift jack mount. You may have to experiment. You may want a larger bolt. You may want a smaller bolt. I don't know if I'd go much smaller than that because I'd be afraid that the jack might fall off. It wouldn't be sturdy enough. Anyhow, the first thing we're going to do, you have to get your jack adjusted where it will fit kind of in the center when you mount it. I've already done that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of our brackets here. Got the wing nut, whoops, a flat washer and a lock washer on one side, and a flat washer on the other side. And all I've done is I'm utilizing the D-rings that are mounted onto the Hummer H3. I'm going to slide the bracket on the other side of the D-ring, just like that, and you have the bolt coming up. And then you just run this bolt through one of the holes of your high lift jack. Then you put your flat washer on, your lock washer, and your wing nut, and you will not be able to get it tight enough to be stable with just the wing nut. You're going to have to use a wrench to torque it down and get it really snug, because you don't want this thing coming off when you're going down the road. So what we're going to do, I may need some help from Savannah, we'll see, because it's kind of heavy. If Savannah could hold that right there and video at the same time. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you hold that there. Get this kind of balanced on my knee. And we'll scoot over here a little bit closer to it. It's okay. That's okay. And, okay, I got it.
Okay, thanks.
And what we'll do, try to find the hole that's going to accommodate it and get it as close to center as you can. It'll be off center a little bit, or at least mine is, just a tad, but not too bad. And then we're going to take, if I can find it, the wing nut and the washer. We're going to take the flat washer. We're going to put it on, just like that. And then we're going to take the lock washer, if I can get it. This isn't working out too good. It is heavy. It's a monster. It really is helpful if you have more than one person doing this.
Yeah.
So, it's not exactly where I want it, but we can just get it, we can get the thread started on this. It'll kind of hold itself up on one end. You can go to the other end, and then you can kind of move it around a little bit and get it exactly where you want it, and then snug everything down. Okay, got that started. Now we're going to grab our other bracket, flat washers, lock washers, and wing nut. We're going to go to the other end. Try not to lose all the parts. And we're going to raise this end up. Put the bracket in there. Maybe. Just like that. I'm going to raise it up. Find the hole we want it to be in that's closest to the center. And then we're going to put the washer, the lock washer, and the wing nut on it. And this gives you the basic idea of how to mount a high lift jack to the front of your Hummer H3. And keep in mind, you're going to snug this down with a wrench, because like I said, you don't want it going anywhere. But this is a good way to mount your high lift jack. It's easy to get to. You're not having to climb up on top of your rig to get it. If you're in a situation where you need to use your D-rings, it's real easy to take off. You can still use your D-rings to either be pulled out or pull somebody else out. And a high lift jack is really a good thing to have along the trail. You can use it to get unstuck. You can use it as a winch. A lot of useful things with a high lift jack. It's a real useful tool on the trail. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll try to post some more videos of the modifications to my Hummer H3 in the future. Thank you.